What's the stupidest thing that has a large fan base? Who was a famous person that left us way too soon? What will die with millennials? When I was a kid, we didn't have the internet. Listening to the radio all day waiting for your favorite song. I once tried to explain to my niece that phones used to be wired to walls. She's 10, she was 6 at the time. Cell phones are all she's ever known. Among the reasons she guessed as to why they were tied to the walls, to stop people from stealing them. Remembering someone's phone number, dubbing cassettes and burning your own mix on CD, 3.5-inch floppy disks, playing multiplayer video games with split screens in one room, portable DVD players. How can you ruin a superhero's name by changing just one letter? Yeast. Watch him rise. Iron Pan. At least I can cook some breakfast on him. Care Devil. An evil Care Bear. The Incredible Sulk. You won't like me when I'm angsty. Mr. Strange. You mean the guy that lives 3 blocks down my street? Greek Lantern? Gyro's at my place, everybody. Let's go. Superman. By day, he's a Reddit mod. By night, he's also a Reddit mod. Super Nan. Crime-fighting grandmother of 12. Fat Man. This is my superhero name. The Flush. The Flesh. Spider-Mat. Blank Panther. He has no idea what's going on at all times. His mind is a blank. Ponder Woman. Help me. I'm being robbed. Should I? Deaf Fool. Not the emojis. Not the emoji sign language, dude. No way. You wake up and realize you've just dreamt your entire life and you're actually only 13. What do? Lose my freaking mind. Oh my god, no way. I can't be 13 again. Flip my pillow, snuggle up, and go back to sleep. Make sure I don't make the same mistakes my dream self did. That's a high ask. I probably do the exact same thing, unfortunately. Probably break down in tears for the next few hours, honestly. Tears of anguish, sadness, relief, despair, happiness, hope, longing. Let's not imagine that. Run away from home or ask my parents to send me to a boarding school so I don't become the shell of a person I am right now. Cry because I have to go back to school all over again. I personally would be pissed. If I retain my current consciousness, thank whoever for a second chance at being a whole human with empathy and boundaries. If I'm still 13-year-old me and I forget dreams like middle-aged me, I journal my fucking heart out while I remember. And then I'm just an for the rest of it, same as ever. Probably nothing, because I'll forget everything in 2 minutes, and I'm only 15. That would be absolutely devastating. Reminds me of the Redditor who woke up and realized his whole family was a dream or something. Yikes. What will die with boomers? Covering up hardwood floors with carpet. Let hardwood floors be free. They're so beautiful. My parents. Yahoo News. How is that not dead already? I had someone come into work and give me an AOL email, and I was like, what? In the Lord's year of 2022? 60 sitcoms. I used to laugh my ass off at I Dream of Jeannie growing up, but watching it now, dude, Darren's kind of douchey, like a lot. Giant china cabinets with whole extra sets of plates that are used once or twice in a lifetime. Phone books. Phoning someone to tell them to open the email you just sent them. The idea that our entire lives should revolve around work. Walking to and from school, miles in the snow, uphill, both ways. Actually owning stuff and not just subscribing to it. Newspapers. Suits in the workplace. Most workstations have already abolished suits, and those that still mandate suits will abolish them once the baby boomers are gone. Job for life. I hate my wife jokes. Boomer humor. I hate my wife. Gen X humor. I hate everyone. Millennial humor. I hate my life. Gen Z humor. Lemon. Landlines. Grandfather clock repair, typewriter repair, component level electronic troubleshooting. What is your favorite conspiracy theory? The 10-year challenge on Facebook in 2019, which encouraged Facebook users to upload pictures from 2009, and a current one from 2019, was actually a front by programmers to gain data and examples to train facial recognition and age progression software. Sometimes these weird celebrity baby names are fake names to try and protect the child's privacy. Hannah Montana. Bucky, Kentucky. The mark to fill up laundry detergent is purposefully higher than it should, so you buy more. It's a scam. Laundry detergent is a scam. Use a little bit, like a tablespoon. Your clothes are going to smell good. Don't overdo it. Fabric softener's a scam. All of it's a scam. The Department of Transportation bought too many orange barrels, and now they have nowhere to store them, so they just place them for miles along the highway. Women's clothes lack pockets, so the bag and purse industry can thrive. Everyone on Reddit is a bot, except for me. Tissue boxes make dust come out when you pull the tissues so that you sneeze more and use more tissues. The old self-fulfilling prophecy. Makeup ruins the skin, making women use more makeup until it becomes an endless loop. The NBA suspended Michael Jordan for 2 years for gambling, and he went into professional baseball to fill the time. David Stern kept it on the down low. What's something you wish you could tell your partner without upsetting them? Every bad thing that happens doesn't require someone to be blamed for it, and that someone doesn't always have to be me. But some days I'm just tired from class and work and just want some me time. It's not that I hate you, my social battery is just running out. This is me with my family. They're like, Mason, come hang out with us and watch NCIS on the television. And I'm like, Mom, I want to go lay down. Good night. Bye-bye. I just had an 8-hour shift at work, and I gotta do voice work for my wonderful, wonderful employers. I gotta go to bed. Good night. Then I wish she'd be more independent so she didn't need my help for everything outside the house. That her mother is not a good person. Please stop complaining about everything. If you keep seeking out reasons to be miserable, you'll find them. I'm tired of being dragged down with you. But I'm tired of doing almost everything, and a lot of the time, I just want to be left alone. Honestly, nothing. My relationship ain't perfect, but I could tell her anything. Hey, good for you, man. Hell yeah. I'm proud of you. What is sexist towards men that society just accepts? No baby changing tables in men's bathrooms. That's not true. There's baby changing tables in every men's bathroom. Like Target, Walmart, they're everywhere. What are you talking about? When you're a dad and everyone assumes you don't know what you're doing, especially if mom isn't with you. TV dads. In every sitcom, the dad has to be a clueless, bumbling man-child. Good role model dads on TV are few and far between. Women can wear skirts to work, but men cannot wear shorts. I run hot. In many European countries, the retirement age for men is higher than it is for women, in spite of the gender life expectancy gap. That real men don't cry. Honestly, I'm an emotional man, and my male friends rely on me as support. Being in touch with your emotions and still doing manly things can set you apart to your loved ones and other women. Teaching. Female teachers often do quite a bit, and it's seen as okay, even correct to do, even if it's against policy, that men are often very concerned and worried about doing. For example, giving a kid a pat on the back or a brief hug if a kid is upset, or having a one-to-one private conversation. There seems to be larger general sense of mistrust and different positioning for male teachers. No one cares if men are depressed. Men are supposed to be stoic, so if a man is depressed, just tell him to man up. What are obvious immediate giveaways that someone is an American? British man once told me he knew I was American because I was wearing a baseball cap backwards. That's actually really good. I can't think of other places that do that. Dude, man, bro, bestie, all of them. Hey, how are you? Good, and you? Oh, it's not so bad. The accent. I used to think Americans didn't have accents, with the exception of like Southern and Midwestern. But then I was like, wow, that's kind of ignorant, Mason. You're kind of a douche. And then, world doesn't revolve around America. And I was like, oh, you know what? That makes sense. Of course Americans have accents. I literally said it. Southern, Midwestern, everyone. New York, they're all there. When they say they're in Europe and not France, Germany, etc. Tipping. Talking to strangers in public. After living in Germany for 2 months, I was horrified when a stranger on the bus commented on my shoes. I'm Canadian. Generally, Americans are far less reserved and love small talk. Ranch. Are we talking about the dressing or the place where you raise cattle? Because ranch dressing, guys, please don't make fun of me. Ranch dressing fucking sucks. It's so bad. I hate ranch dressing. Comment your opinion on ranch dressing. Volume. I don't know what you're talking about. Americans talk at a normal volume all the time. What fictional character's death still hits you hard, no matter how many times you watch it? When Brooks hangs himself in The Shawshank Redemption. Littlefoot's mom from The Land Before Time. Ellie from Up. Tragic. Stoic from How to Train Your Dragon. The guy had just found his long-lost love, and the one that kills him is his son's best friend. I did cry at Stoic's death. I had no attachment to How to Train Your Dragon whatsoever, but watching that, oh my god, heartbreaking. John Coffey in The Green Mile. Wash in Serenity. Like a Leaf on the Wind. Ned Stark. I couldn't believe what I was seeing at the time. Bubba was my best good friend, and even I know that ain't something you can find just around the corner. Bubba was going to be a shrimp and boat captain, but instead, he died right there by that river in Vietnam. The whole freaking thread is a repressed memory unlock trip down emotional trauma lane. I hate and love you all in equal measure. What's one type you'll never date again? The type with a partner they didn't tell me about. Oh, bro, no way! You got unethically non-monogamous. Holy schmikes. Those that invalidate your feelings and are never in the wrong, no matter what. I will also not date girls who try to make me jealous. One-sided and pretty surface-level conversation type. Never again. Always on the phone type. Closeted. I don't want to be anyone's dirty little secret. A person that drinks far too much and thinks concern for their health is criticism. The SoundCloud rapper. A narcissist. What is a true fact that sounds fake? Female dragonflies drop out of the sky and pretend to be dead to avoid unwanted male advances. From 1912 to 1948, the Olympics awarded official medals for painting, sculpture, architecture, literature, and music, alongside those for athletic competitions. We should bring that back. I honestly think we should. I think it'd be nice and quaint. The ancient Egyptian empire lasted more than 3,000 years. It has been less time since the empire fell. Butterflies are fond of cow shit, fresh blood, and corpses. Also, they love pineapple. Butterflies are weird. That one SpongeBob episode was right. Snails have 14,000 teeth and eat bones and meat, not just vegetables. Oh my god. god, that snail better never catch me. Holy moly. This is Christmas. Human children don't get kneecaps until 3 years old. What the fuck? The lighter was invented before matches. Dinosaurs were around for so long that there were already dinosaur fossils while they were still alive. Basically, a T-Rex was munching away on Triceratops steaks. Stegosaurus has already been dead and underground for millions of years by that point. Australia has the largest amount of wild camels in the world. There are more pet tigers in Texas than there are in the wild on the entire planet. That's really depressing. Yeah, no kidding. We need to ban exotic pets, for real. Nintendo was founded in 1889. They started as a game company as well. They were a gaming cards company. Which comedian is super famous but not funny at all? Guys, I'll tell you the correct answer right now. It's fucking Jeff Dunham. Let's see what the actual Reddit people have to say. Brendan Schaub. Don't know who that is. David Hughes. Big in Australia and one big dickhead. Not funny at all, and he has a voice you want to punch. Face too. Australians, can you confirm? Peter Hellier too. He was funny in an awkward way back in the Roy Live days. How he still has a gig as a comedian baffles me. Brendan Schaub. The guy is only famous for being Joe Rogan's friend. His stand-up feels like a forced open mic during your high school talent show. Ellen. Her voice is like nails on a chalkboard, so I cannot hear the comedy. Always saw her as someone who didn't respect people's boundaries. Then it came she was a tyrant. I was right-ish. Yeah, Ellen's not a good person, you know. When you're best friends with George W. Bush, yeah, you know, it's kind of a red flag. James Corden, hands down, not funny. James Corden. The world got to see James Corden as a fat. He was also in the movie Cats. Ricky Gervais. Jimmy Fallon's laugh is about as genuine as a pair of Jordans from Wish.com. I feel like the only late night host who's genuinely funny is Conan. Lily Singh. She's more like an ex-YouTuber than a comedian, really. Their on-camera humor doesn't usually translate outside of that. Every couple of weeks, AskReddit needs a reminder that Amy Schumer and most late show hosts are not funny. No Jeff Dunham mention. All right. Blatant racism and over-stereotypically puppets. Whatever, man. You get transported 30 years into the future for 5 minutes. You are sitting in front of a computer. What information are you going to search? I'd probably spend 5 minutes paralyzed with an indecision about what to search. Welcome to 2022, OP. A lot has changed since 1992. Hope you're ready. There's only 2? Okay. Old people have read it. How did you get here? I've been on the internet longer than a lot of you have been alive. My email account is nearly 30 years old. My main address is Hotmail. Over 60-year-old grandma here started using computers when Fortran and key punch cards were state-of-the-art, likely well before you were born. I joined Reddit maybe 2 years ago when my youngest son, mid-30s, mentioned that he'd used it. Since our worlds are so different, we have a great relationship, but our day-to-day lives don't intersect much. I thought it'd be fun to have something in common to talk about. Hey, did you see today's eye bleach? So that's how this old fart-ass got here. But then I noticed a whole lot of other topics of interest and found myself hooked. Thanks for asking. I joined in the Great Depression and just hung around. So like last week then? Hey, yeah. Call me the 1920s the way I'd be greatly depressed. Ooh! My account is almost as old as some of the users here. That being said, I've noticed Reddit is becoming like Facebook, in that fewer younger people care about it. Mentioned it to some early 20s-something at work and they rolled their eyes and mocked me. Snapchat, Insta, and TikTok are king now. Plus, probably some new app I've never heard of. Anyways, I had accounts before this one, but at the time, used Dig more than Reddit until they Dig up. My first computer was a Timex Sinclair TS-1000 with 16K RAM. That was add-on RAM, by the way. It came only with 2K. In the 1980s, and I've never looked back. That computer gave me a start on what became a 30-year career. I've been online since 300 baud modems. Cut my online teeth on bulletin boards and CompuServe. I'm old. I don't remember. Where am I? Who am I? Where's Gamora? Who's Gamora? Why is Gamora? This newfangled computor thing I read about in a magazine. A magazine was a collection of Reddit topics printed out to paper. Sigh. Paper's like a screen made from wood pulp that doesn't move. What is clearly a myth, but is deep-rooted in our society. You do not need to wait 24 hours to report a missing person. This is a myth perpetuated in crime shows and other media. If you think someone's missing, you should report it immediately. Yeah, why would you want to wait 24 hours to report a missing person? Guys, do it as soon as you can, really. Despite there being, if I recall, only one recorded instance in the US ever, there is a widespread perception that people are destroying Halloween tweets with needles and razors. Aside from that, sweets for kids is being drugged. Since drugs are expensive, no one will waste their supply on adolescent randomness. Lightning never strikes twice in the same place. Yes, it does, and frequently. Cheaters never win. I had a coworker that always showed me me shortcuts and easier ways to do my job, and his motto was, cheaters always win. Should have been a supervisor, not a coworker. The good people get rewarded and the bad people get punished. Shaving your hair makes it grow back darker and thicker. I'm 45 years in balding. Wish I'd been shaving my head for like 8 years. I wish. That humans only use 10% of their brain. Sorry to tell you, we don't have some massive untapped potential in our brains that will turn us into superhumans or something. That Marilyn Manson removed 1 or more ribs to easily suck his own hymen indicates if you've been sexually active or not. If you just work hard, your bosses will appreciate it and promote you, and soon you'll be wildly successful. Yeah, freaking right! Every time I've gotten a raise at work, it's because I had to threaten to quit, and they couldn't lose me, so they were forced to give me more money. I've never once been rewarded for my hard work, and you won't either. Don't work for somebody that doesn't care about you, or should I say, don't work extra for someone that doesn't care about you. I'm not talking about this job, by the way. I love the guys that work here. I'm talking about my actual day job that I've had for 6 years. Carrots give you better eyesight. Well, you never seen a rabbit wearing glasses, have you? That daddy long legs are the most venomous spiders in the world, but can't penetrate our skin. The venom is actually pretty weak, but they can penetrate the skin. Because I've gotten this comment way too much, daddy long legs are arachnids, but not spiders. Red Bull gives you wings. It gives you diarrhea and anxiety. It gives me a headache. It makes me sweat. Menstrual synchrony. I honestly kind of wish it were true. It's kind of cute, but study after study debunks it. Some people swear it happens, but if you're each having a period roughly 1 out of 4 weeks a month, it'll coincidentally line up once in a while. I felt bad sometimes when I was younger and didn't have mine the same week as my friends, so I want to spare other menstruating people the same. Who was a famous person that left us way too soon? Otis Redding, one of the best songwriters of the 60s, died at 26. Brandon Lee, he had the talent and the looks. Selena, Heath Ledger, Alan Rickman, Steve Irwin, Chadwick Boseman, Robin Williams, Jimi Hendrix, Freddie Mercury, Bob Ross, Philip Seymour Hoffman, David Bowie, Aaliyah. I miss Avicii. When I want a good cry, I rewatch the Farewell concert. Mac Miller, Jimi Hendrix, Bob Marley. He could probably have lived. It's so tragic. If aliens requested a meeting with the sole individual to represent the human race, whom should we send? Guys, I got this. I need you to put your faith in me. It's simple. I'll introduce them to Pokemon. It works. It works. It works. It'll work. I promise. We'll be good. Sigourney Weaver, just in case. Your mom, she's so intimately acquainted with the whole human race, so I've heard. Burn. Send a golden lab. They never specified a human must represent us, and I think most of us can agree that no human should. Edit, a couple people have pointed out that a golden lab isn't a thing. Don't, no worries. I'm comfortable sending a retriever, a yellow lab, or a crossbreed. David Attenborough. Me. Probably the monk we've never heard of, but who's wise enough to not interact with us either. What's the stupidest thing that has a large fan base? Scientology. I find it a bit weird that politicians seem to have fans rather than supporters. The Island Boys. The Kardashians. Any influencers. Flat Earthers. The fan in my bedroom. The base is ridiculously big for the size of the fan, and it takes up too much room, and I trip on it almost every morning getting ready in the dark. Well, you dummy, turn the lights on. Moms exploiting their children for money and popularity. TikTokers, e.g. the Hype House. Scientology again, hey. We're calling you out, Tom Cruise, you freaking weirdo. Is it Tom Cruise? I think it is. If I'm not, whatever. Correct me, I'm sorry. I don't find Reddit. I say Reddit. What movies from the 90s and 2000s are hard to watch now due to cringy humor that is not PC today? Never Been Kissed. Like, but you thought she was a student. Blank Check, where the adult female FBI agent shares a kiss with a 10-year-old boy. I hope Tropic Thunder never falls under this category. Due to it being pure satire on the things that Hollywood can get away with, I think it will always be viewed as just that. I sure hope so. American Pie. Nadia should have wanted Jim's head on a stick. 16 Candles literally had my jaw on the floor. I don't know how everyone was cool with that. Anyone else rewatch Ferris Bueller and think he's kind of a douche? Like, he's a bad friend and annoying. Master of Disguise. Looking back, it was always awful, but loved it as a kid. Tried watching it the other day and I couldn't finish it. American Pie is something else in my 30s, especially the whole internet spying on naked girl. It's when you had sexual experience that you start to realize that those dudes knew nothing about sex. Most rom-coms. The female lead's sole purpose in these films is to pursue the dude. There is just zero internal life exploration going on for everyone in these films. You've Got Mail was at least about business rivalry, interacting with your city, etc. Other than that one, I don't know any other I'd watch on the regular. Note, I wouldn't call Devil Wears Prada a rom-com. Who's a famous person that's very talented but is also a piece of R. Kelly. My God, did he have some tunes, and he was very good towing that line into self-parody. Real piece of though. Ian Watkins and his terrible behavior made me delete all my Lost Prophets music. Chris Brown, motherfucker, can sing and dance his heart out, but, well, you already know how much of a scumbag he is. McMurray is a piece of shit. His sister, though, what a gal. Bonnie McMurray. Kevin Spacey. Alfred Hitchcock. Well, my uncle once called him a vampire due to his behavior. Not a piece of shit per se, but Elizabeth Moss is extremely talented. Handmaid's Tale, Invincible. invisible man, etc. But she's a Scientologist who publicly has denied wrongdoing on their behalf. I'm not sure if she is Tom Cruise crazy or just brainwashed. It is Tom Cruise! I knew it! I knew it! I'm a genius! I know things! Bill Cosby. Gwyneth Paltrow. Selling snake oil to the masses. That's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Make sure you have post notifications turned on. I will see you all later. Goodbye!